Good day, everyone. My name is Kazim Kodri, and welcome to my rant. So, for today, we'll be having Rachel Tay to talk about peer pressure. So, Rachel, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Kazim. Thanks for having me here with you. I'm so delighted to speak with you on this topic. My name is Rachel Tay, and I'm a credit operations officer in one of the top commercial banks in Nigeria, and I love talking. That's why I'm here, actually.
Yeah,
Yes, I love.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Okay, cool. So the topic peer pressure, or like I think I was doing the research recently, and I saw a different, should I say, title to it? So, peer influence. Because
Okay, yeah.
but there's some kind of like a stigma with peer pressure. So when you hear pressure, it's like a bad thing, definitely. But we'll talk about that
Mm,
down the line. So
exactly.
yeah. So what's your take on peer pressure? Like, I think I should just start with that. What do you think peer
Yeah,
pressure?
like you've just even mentioned, like once you hear peer pressure, the first thing that comes to, or most times, what comes to people's mind is that, oh, there must have been a negative influence, that kind of thing. But peer pressure is not necessarily about negative influence. It could be positive and it could be negative. It just depends on the circle. It just depends on the group you find yourself. Some people, some of your friends, some of your colleagues, they spur you to do greater things. That's also some kind of peer pressure because there are people within your, I would say, your age group, people that you have things in common with, but they spur you on to achieve your goals, to ensure that you achieve that target. And so in that kind of situation, in that kind of circumstance, that's a that's a positive form of peer pressure. It's not negative. But also, yes, there's also the side to the negative aspect of peer pressure, whereby people feel less of themselves. They don't see the value in themselves, and they just decide to copy and imitate others just for the wrong reasons.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So you mentioned something about like people not seeing themselves as good enough to do something. Because the previous episode we talked about imposter syndrome. So do you think imposter syndrome has like a ripple effect or to peer pressure, or they go side by side or something like that? Because if I'm feeling I'm not good enough and I'm trying to just copy someone, that's the same thing as peer pressure, or mixed up with imposter syndrome, but they are two different things.
Okay. I would say depending on the situation, you can take it to be two different things, or you can take it to, or it can be interwoven. So I'm saying that you can take it to be two different things because definitely sometimes, even as a confident individual or someone who you think, okay, yes, people who you've seen to have achieved things, and you see that, oh, this person believe so much in themselves. Once you are introduced to a new role, once you are introduced to a new position, there could be that just feeling of, oh, am I good enough? Am I supposed to be here? Like, do I really worth this position I'm occupying? So in that sense, you peer pressure might not really have that effect. In fact, a positive peer pressure can even spoil you on, like, you could just have your friends come around and say, no, yes, you have to affirm that you are good enough. You've been doing this all this while. So yes, that kind of thing. Or it could be something that you yourself can just snap out because it's, like you said, is imposter syndrome. So it could be something that is just happening at the moment. But once it's now more than what is happening at the moment, it's like a continuum. Or every time you are just seeing yourself as not being worthy enough, every time you're seeing yourself as not having that value, you don't have that self confidence. So you tend to just look out to other people and be like, okay, since this person is popular, since this person is famous and getting it done like this, why don't I copy? So yeah, so that's where you can now see the how imposter syndrome and peer pressure can actually be intertwined, like in a negative sense. So you just then say like, okay, I'm not good enough. There are some people that do it this way. Then they would now tend to have that kind of influence over you and how you make your decisions and all that kind of. Yeah.
Definitely. I think I get that part. So, but can you share an experience? I know this might be a bit personal, but a way where
Okay.
peer pressure influenced you? Because I would like I would like to share mine also, but I want you to go first.
Oh wow. Okay, okay. Where peer pressure influenced me. Okay, let me start with the good because I think I am more of the good ones now.
Okay.
So um I've been I've been like I've been like a naturalista for like almost 5 years now, and that decision or that choice I made was just because of my friend. She had this natural beautiful hair too and always styling and packing it. So then I used to perm my hair and everything. So I was like, okay, I think I should go to the salon again and perm the hair. And my friend would just be like, oh no, your hair is not yet there's a way we put it, we'll say, oh, your hair is not yet due, so like,
Yeah.
oh, just wait for a while. But in a way she was kind of just influencing me, because really the reason why I'm a naturalista is nothing more than because of that my friend. Like, she was one who just influenced me into taking that decision and caring for my hair. And yeah, it's good. Another, I know someone else too has sort of influenced me into okay, maybe this one would not really form as would not be a good example, but because the person is not my peer in that
Uh,
way, but that one just encourages me to be fit, and it's always like, this weekend ensure you go for your exercise, ensure you go for a run, that kind of thing. So yes, in those two circumstances, those are examples of good positive
very
peer
good.
influence.
Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you see, like you use peer influence because it's like a positive thing. So
Yeah.
that stigma to work pressure. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I promise to share mine, but let me ask another question instead.
Okay.
Do someone recognize that you are under the influence of pressure or under the influence of someone else? Because it's interesting. You were able to recognize that okay, your friend was trying to tell you actually keep your hair, don't relax or stuff like that. But for other people, you might just be doing those things and you don't know maybe someone else is actually influencing those decisions. And you think it's you, like your whole mind that yeah, okay, I wanted to do this, take this decision by myself. But how will someone be in a safe position to actually recognize that you're being influenced by someone else?
So for an individual like you, I would like as an so let me even understand the question in this two ways. How would someone recognize? Is it like, how would the individual be able to recognize that okay, I'm under this influence, or how would somebody else see
No, no,
that
no.
okay,
Like
this.
assume you in
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So this, yeah, yeah. So this boils down to a very something that is very important. Everyone should be able to know, to be able to do. You should be able to know yourself, like self-awareness. You should be able to know yourself, like know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know to an extent who you are at your core, so that when you find that you are going in another direction, you can really check it. Okay, what is making me change? Let's say you're a person that unusual, you don't speak foul languages, like you don't curse, you don't do all those things, you speak rightly, and all of a sudden you just find yourself cursing at people, or you just find yourself speaking insulting people and like just speaking rudely and all that. You, you at that point you can watch like, okay, no, 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 I know this is not the person I am, because you are really like, you are self-aware of your of who you are, you know your personality. Yeah, so that's why I would say it's crucial that people even stay with themselves. Right now the way life is, like, everyone is just busy about doing different things, and you are not like you are busy doing everything, and then forgetting who you are. So there is work, there is school, there is you have friends, you have family, and all those things, and everything really takes up your time. So after a while, you just like you've not been able to even have time for yourself, like meet with yourself, so that you get to understand that okay, oh Rachel, you take time to just analyze and do like what's the word now? Um, do like a check, a soul check, like just check through yourself, like
I
okay,
think that declutter. I just personally
exactly, declutter, like just take time for yourself, like have your own self time.
think
It's not being selfish, it's just trying to understand, because once you understand yourself very well, once you understand who you are at your core, once you understand your personality, your values, how you are wired, how you do things, then you once you start going astray, you can be able to say like, on a norm I'm not like this, on a norm I don't do this kind of things. Yeah, so that's one thing I would just say, that just start with having time for yourself and getting to know who you are truly.
okay. So do you think someone can be influenced from like someone that you have not met before? Because in the case of I think this is where social media comes in. So you just scroll through social media constantly, and suddenly you see yourself trying to be like that person that you are seeing constantly. Like it's in the human mind to want to do those things. But in that case, would you do you think it's easy for someone to easily recognize that okay, this is not me? Because it's not something that is just happening at once. It's like a very, very slow transition. It's like how I used to think about it, like it's in your subconscious, it's growing, and suddenly one day you just find your conscious mind thinking about these things. You understand? So how can someone avoid it? I think that's the right question I should ask. How can you avoid it? Because most times you don't even know that things are happening, or if you can just stop it before it even happens in the first place.
Very true, very true. So for me, I would say to avoid that subtle way of getting negatively influenced, or that subtle way, because it's not coming to you as a force, like it's not coming to you all at once where you can easily just reject it. It's just like a simple click. Oh, it's not that bad. Then you continue. Oh, it's not that bad, before you now see that, oh, you're finally into it. So I would say that you have to be intentional about the person you want to be. You have to be intentional about the kind of decisions you make. And so if you're intentional about yourself, it will guide you in making decisions that would serve like that would help you put barriers, yeah, in the first place. So you know that, and this brings down to the fact that also, as you're being intentional, you're also not naive. You're not thinking, you're not leaving yourself out and think, oh, you are fine all by yourself, so you are free to consume everything you see. Um you are free to listen to
Any kind of
anybody saying anything, any kind of thing, or you are free to just watch. And no, 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 no. So you have to be intentional. You know that you are adding someone. You know that um there is possibility for your subconscious to be trained in such a way that even you would not know. It's like when you keep driving a particular route, by the time by the time by the time you're so used to it, it's just become, you don't even think of it again, you're just moving. So that's
like
really
very
how habits are formed. So you have to be intentional that okay, oh, you don't have this, you don't form a habit that would
grow into something you can control.
exactly, that will be to your detriment. So you have to be just very intentional and put and make decisions that from the onset, you know that okay, I'm placing barriers in my life. In this, I'm watching the kind of things I read. I'm watching the kind of things I listen to, the things I say, the programs I would attend, the kind of environment I'll find myself, the kind of people I'll be with. Once it's getting to this, you should have those triggers. And also I think also you should intentionally also kind of build your own community, build your own tribe. So like they say, birds of a feather flock together. So
Yeah.
if you know that this is how you want to be, form your community within such people, so that you're not just having the subtle messages that is training your mind to become something else that you don't want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we have spoken a lot about person being pressured. So how can we influence people in a better way? Because it's easy to say I'm picking my friends. I don't influence by this, but I believe at some point we all influence someone. Or how can we
Yeah.
become like influence to someone instead of just being a bad influence? Because sometimes we do things that we just think it's just me, no one is watching, and sometimes these things grow on other people. So how can we actually become good influence?
To have positive influence to other
Yeah,
people is to for me it's really like to truly care for your neighbor. um there's this thing that I like, oh, I'm just going to do me, and it's because it's just about me, thinking that what you do, the things you say,
have a
does not
great.
affect somebody else. But no, it's not just that. In doing you, there's a ripple effect to it. You're not just doing you, some other person is going to be affected one way or the other. If you decide to say, if let's say, okay, if you decide to um get drunk, and you're saying, oh, you're just doing me, I'm just doing myself, I'm living my life. Or if you decide to just get high unnecessarily, oh, I'm just living my life, there's going to be a repercussion of these kinds of
Action.
of of such bad decisions. Just imagine you are drunk and you are driving. You are, yes, you are doing you, but you can just have an accident.
Yeah, definitely. It's going
Exactly. And you and you what, God forbid, you probably kill someone or you destroy someone else's property, but you said you are doing you. No, you're not just doing you. So you have to be intentional out there and know that if I truly need to care for other people. Now, this is not to say that because the way that I also believe that there's a balance to this thing, and this is not to say that you care for other people to the detriment of yourself, and you care for other people to the point whereby you are losing yourself, because that can also happen. But there is a balance to it whereby you are you are someone of integrity, and what you are doing is what you do, what you say is done in such a way that it has no negative influence on somebody else, and that can only be done when you genuinely care. Even for when you genuinely care for yourself, you'll be able to genuinely care for other people. So in you are doing me, and you are doing let me do me and all, and you are getting drunk, you are getting high, you are living your life recklessly, you think you are doing you, but if you are not having a positive influence on other people, then you are actually not doing yourself rightly. Because once you care for yourself properly, once you love yourself properly, that is only even how you'll be able to love other people and care for other people properly. So be true to yourself, yes, but also care for other people. Like, let
yeah.
somebody else's um let be concerned, show compassion, be kind. Like, we really need to be kind nowadays in this age where we are in this society. We really need to be kind to one another. Yeah, so that's what
So
I
I think you are already buttressing on a point I was going to discuss next, which is the good, the kind, which are like I would say values, right? Because I feel values have a bigger role to play in this kind of scenario. So if you have the actual values that can help out in other people's life, so when you are good, it's a good value, or we should say it's a virtue. So how do you think someone can imbibe these right values that will help you shape how you influence other people's life?
how you imbibe the right how
Values.
you imbibe the right values. Yeah, for me, okay, so I'm a Christian, and the right values I would have is dictated to me by what I've learned from the Bible. And having the right value is how you can imbibe, like having the right value is something every it should be something that is common to everybody. It's not just some set of people are supposed to have this right values and some other person no. But how do we imbibe it? We once we know of it, we practice it. it's not like you get to that level at once. No, you practice being good, you practice being kind. You have to learn, okay, these are the right values, these are the things that once you do, it brings positive results. Hard work, diligence. Once I've learned of these things, once I just have to start doing it, I just have to start practicing it. It's not it's not it's not like at once you get there, but in doing you become better. And then it makes you even become a person of integrity, in the sense that, okay, so these are the things I'm saying, it matches the things I'm doing. So it's not just in the saying and in the knowing, but also in the doing. That's the connecting line. You walk your talk. So in walking your talk, you imbibe the right values. You have to first of all learn of it. You learn of it, then you practice.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel. And so, if I would give a short summary of what we have spoken about so far, we talked about how peer pressure, the word itself, can be some sort of like a stigma, and it can also be a good thing or a bad thing. So it depends on how you choose it. I think that's how I would put it. And also how the fact that when you are being under pressure, how you can actually know these things and work your way back to probably get under the right kind of pressure if it's the wrong one. And also understanding the fact that you can be of good influence to other people and having the right value system. So, if there's any other thing I'm missing, or Rachel, you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, okay. So for me, in conclusion, I'll just say that everyone should really know that you are unique. Like, value the person you are. Value, like, know thyself and value, know who you, and just value the person you are. In your core, you are really unique. So there is really no need to um lose self-confidence and think that somebody else I was going to say somebody else is better than you. Like, when you compare each other, okay, this person is better than me, so I'm not good enough. Um that kind of comparison, because yes, someone can be better than you in doing um what's it called, in carrying out some activities or doing some job or something. That can happen, but for that situation, we learn from people. But what I'm saying is that, know that you are good, like the way you are. There is value to who you are, your personality. Even if it's you see that you are just different from how every other person would probably want to do something, or how every other person wants to do, but just appreciate how God created you. There's something special about you. Now, once you know that, use that use that personality, use that uniqueness for a greater good. Know yourself truly, like, know who you are at your core, and use that uniqueness for a greater good. There is no need having somebody, giving someone so much power to make you feel small, uh, giving someone so much power to make you feel less of yourself, and then getting influenced by them, and then doing whatever inappropriate thing such people are doing. No, but just believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself and you are self-confident, I think you'll be able to do a lot, and that's how you would even have positive influence over other people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. If you
Welcome, cousin. Thank you too.
reach out to you, like any social media platform, how do they get back to you?
Oh, okay. You can reach out to me on Instagram. Follow me on my name Rachel Tay. Thank you very much, cousin.